Hi friends, welcome back to 10-minute recaps. Today, I'm going to explain a fantasy, horror film from 2014 titled, Vampire Academy. Spoilers ahead. Watch out and take care. The movie begins with Rose and her best friend Lisa. They both are teenaged vampires hiding out from 1 year earlier. They have been moving from one location to another, after leaving a vampire academy. They continue to get used to life outside. One night, Lisa has a dream about the car crash that killed her parents 2 years ago, which Rose also witnesses because she has a telepathic bond with her friend. Rose immediately goes to check on Lisa's as soon as she wakes up from her horrifying dream. However, Lisa feels weak because she hasn't consumed blood in days, and when Rose sees how hungry Lisa is, she offers to feed her blood to her starving friend. A few moments later, they notice someone watching them and they start the pursuit. They succeed in capturing them. However, one of the guys, Dimitri, defeats Rose in combat and drags the two ladies back into the academy against their will. Upon their arrival, they get attacked by Ostrogoire, the true nightmares of the Dampiers and Morois. They only emerge at night, and are immortal vampires, and can only be beaten with a specific silver stake. However, more guards show up and subdue the beast. Finally, they make it to the academy, where Moroi and Dom classmates come from all over the world to learn. The Moro study magic and the Dampiers learn how to battle. Their secret organization has a government with 12 royal families that alternate as its presidents. As a member of one of these families, Lisa is a legitimate heir to the throne. As the two girls approach the school, they are greeted by Ellen Karava, the academy's headmistress. She wants to punish the girls, since she is so upset about what they did a year earlier. Dashkov, however, enters at that precise moment and tells the headmistress not to punish the girls harshly for escaping. For enabling the potential successor in escaping, the headmistress threatens Rose with expulsion. Dimitri enters and informs Kirova that they have a telepathic bond between them which is extremely rare. As she is the princess' ideal guardian, so she must succeed. After this, Rose gets beaten up in her training, and decides to meet with Lisa in the cafeteria, where the Morois casually receive blood from their human feeders. Later that evening, the two of them go to the school church, where they meet Natalie, a noisy and awkward girl who liked to talk a lot. Suddenly, after hearing a huge explosion, everyone rushes outdoors to discover that someone has placed a terrifying threat on Lisa's family's memorial. Rose believes that Mia, the girlfriend of her ex-boyfriend Aaron, pulled this juvenile prank. Mia only pisses her off when she continues to deny her accusations. Everyone is instructed to retire to their rooms by Kirova. Rose is enraged, however, and wants to meet Jesse. They gather the following day and get to work right away. However, while they make out, Jesse tries to feed into Rose, but she rejects him. To stop him, Dimitri enters just in time. Rose has another vision. She discovers Lisa shuddering at the sight of a dead fox hanging outside her door. She instantly runs to Lisa and comforts her. The day following this incident, Natalie and Rose go to find Lisa in her room, but all they discover another scribbled threat written on the wall. A short while later, Lisa walks in and discovers the startling display. Rose tells Dashkov's daughter Natalie to taste the blood, and she tells her that the blood is Moroi. Lisa vows to never leave the school again and advises they look into Mia. As a result, Rose decides to meet Christian, who is concerned for Lisa. Christian and Lisa are having a conversation. Rose, though, tells him that Lisa dislikes him and is trying to ruin their relationship. The following day, Rose shows up for her regular training session with Dimitri and she can't help but feel a connection with him. As they make their way to the class, Dimitri subsequently asks Rose what she knows about her Moroi father, which she doesn't know. Lisa uses compulsion to persuade Mia's friends that the reports about Jesse and Rose are untrue, and Rose observes the relationship once more as anticipated. Since Lisa is unaware that Rose ruined their relationship, she is confused when Christian walks by and completely cuts her off. Later that evening, as Natalie and Rose were looking through Mia's computer, they both at once came across images of Mia and Lisa's brother. The girls believe he hurt her while they were dating, which made her despise the entire Lisa family. As time goes on, Lisa keeps enforcing her compulsion on everyone at school, and Rose worries that it's turning her into a Strogoire or some other evil force. Rose asks about Karp later on during her practice session with Dimitri, which Dimitri claims to be completely ignorant of. The following day, Rose decides to look into Mia, so she breaks into Kirova's office and finds a CD. She understands it's a collection of Karp's recordings. In one of them, she asserts that individuals who are like her declare a magic that can inevitably lure you into darkness. The next day, the girls are present at the party where everyone is having a fantastic time. But when Lisa and Rose argue, she learns that Rose had ruined her relationship with Christian. Lisa is in a terrible mood when Natalie appears and claims that something is stalking her. They then hear a howl coming from a distance, and Rose believes it might be a vicious animal. The girls run away, but the monster follows them. Later, Lisa finds her bag in the middle of the playground, inside of which is her deceased cat. Lisa makes an immediate effort to save her beloved cat. But she fails and blacks out from utilizing her abilities too much. All of a sudden, massive cuts erupt on Lisa's arms, which reminds Rose of Miss Carp informing her that she was shadow-kissed. She also recalls that Miss Carp advised her to leave the academy with Lisa since she was not safe here. Rose eventually discloses her objective to the faculty, explaining that it was the reason she had to move Lisa from the building. Rose was under a compulsion trance, so she doesn't remember any of this. Rose assures Kirova that Lisa has used her compulsion skills on her, despite Kirova's skepticism. Kirova offers to show her the remaining recordings. Dmitri tells Rose that Carp suffered a nervous breakdown and changed herself into a Strogoire. Rose sees Lisa approaching the academics and convincing them that what she had told them was a lie. Later, Christian and Rose cross paths in the library. Christian thinks the headmistress, the queen, and Mia are planning to make things crazy. After finishing their search, Rose says farewell to Christian. Lisa notices them and assumes they are dating, but Christian assures her they were merely trying to help her and gives her a kiss. She pushes him away and tells him how much she hates him. The two girls then get into a furious dispute, but Rose steps into a hole mid-discussion and breaks her ankle bone. The two gradually settle down and act as if nothing happened. Later at the hospital, Rose warns Lisa that Kirova will soon separate them, so they need to work swiftly to understand out what is happening. Later, they go shopping at the mall. Natalie presents Rose with a stunning necklace for the next party following the mall. Rose learns at the party that Mia wasn't to blame for Lisa's cat's death, indicating that a greater danger may be present. While everything is going on, Lisa and Christian are making up, but Mia abruptly stops them and snaps, so Lisa leaves the dance and knocks Mia out because of her misconduct. Rose gets banned from attending the dance, and gets locked inside a room by the guards. Kirova comes in and gets ready to sedate her, but Rose outwits her and gives her the sedative so she can run to Dimitri's room and tell him about Lisa. Dimitri finds that the jewelry is a love charm, and they then enjoy a satisfying hormone sandwich. She discovers that Lisa is being kidnapped when she suddenly notices the bond. So she makes a mad dash to find Lisa. Because he also wants to assist with the rescue effort, Christian snuck into the car, which is when Rose finds him. Rose then sees in a vision that Dashkov has imprisoned Lisa because he needs a strong healer like Lisa to keep him alive and wants her to give up her life for his, stating that he would make a great leader for Moroi. Lisa is tortured till she eventually passes out and cooperates. Soon after Dmitri and the crew arrive at Victor's home, Dashkov regains his strength and defeats the guards. Lisa, who is truly alive, manages to leave the building on her own. While Dmitri is engaged in a guardian dash, Dashkov sends his hounds for Lisa. He sends a helicopter after his opponents as well, but Christian and Rose manage to take out the pilot. Dashkov attempts to shoot Rose but shoots Christian instead. Dmitri however stops him and holds him down. Realizing the situation, Dashkov sends his Psy hounds after them, but Christian immediately utilizes his remaining energy to burn the hounds down. As Christian is dying, Rose offers her blood so that Lisa might use her magic to heal Christian. The next day, Dashkov is seen confined in a secure cell. Rose approaches him to have a conversation, but as she turns around, she sees Natalie has become a Strogoire to help her father. She frees her father and continues to battle Rose in the jail. Dashkov makes an attempt to flee, but Dmitri arrives and captures him. After a battle between Rose and Natalie, Rose finally defeats her. Lisa says she will never allow evil forces to rule her, and she will never become a Strogoire after learning more about her new abilities. A few days later, Lisa interrupts Queen Tatiana to deliver a speech of her own. She declares that Morois and the Dampiers are one and equal. She expresses her gratitude to Rose, for always having her back. Dmitri confesses his emotions for Rose when they reunite a day later. Rose then kisses him tenderly on the cheek before walking away. Now, everything in the academy appears to be calm. At the very end, Carp is shown planning an attack on the school with a whole army of Strogoires. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hit that like button if you did, subscribe if you're new. And at last, I'll say stay well, stay safe, thanks.